Welcome back to Operation Pixel. As you can see, I'm back at the tower. Woo! I moved the map too, so that's not an issue anymore. Not that it would be an issue for anyone watching this, but... right. Magic. Noah. Open. But yeah, you know, friggin' mapping. Such a huge part of this game. Alright, so the question is, which staircase do I go to? I'm trying to recall. Alright, I need to label this guy, because apparently I forgot to. Let's see, that's that. Alright, so I've finished all the down floors, as far as I can tell. Unless there's secret passages, which is entirely possible. So I need to do up floors now. And there's 2 ways to go up from here. That's the problem. So the question is, do I want to go for that southern up staircase? Or the northern up staircase? I'm going to go for the southern up staircase first, just because it's closer. Oh man, I just realized though that given the map, I complained last time that it's possible there's more to this place than it looks like there is. And if that's the case, then oh man. Okay, so that's not going to be good for my mapping. Alright, you know what? I'm going to extend the map. Well, let's check it out. We'll see. That should actually give me a pretty good idea of how big the floors actually are, instead of like what I sort of assumed they were based off how much I'd seen of one so far. It may be only a couple spaces longer. I think that would mathematically check out. Yeah, 2 more spaces south, I think would check out. And that matches what I would assume from this stairway up here, too. Still sort of a problem. But, alright, so we turn right here. Next right, get past the sorcerer. Oh, man. I really wish I could show the maps, like, in, like, real time. That'd be so much better for this series. If I were another one like this where I have to draw more maps, I'm definitely going to try and think about what I can do to apply that sort of technology. Because, they're just so important to this game that, like, I'm spending a lot of time looking at them. And it's just not good for the non-audio side of this podcast. So the staircase should be right down here. Right around that corner, so I just have to get past these sorcerers without them blowing us all up, hopefully. That would be the optimal solution. Oh, geez, what happened to Meow's health? Well, I wasn't looking. Like, I remember when we healed up in town in the last episode. Meow had, like, 200 health. These guys are chucking spells at a friggin' Meow, aren't they? Oh, and Odin? God, I haven't opened any chests or anything. Like, what hit so hard? Oh, you know what it probably was? It was probably the lava I had to walk through. Probably did a number on everyone's health. Oh, speaking of which, I should have bought some burgers while I was in town. Man, I'll have to go next time. But, for now... can I just run? Is that possible? Yeah. Okay. God, I'm just trying to use the stairs. Can you guys just go? Okay. So in theory, this should go, yep, just corner immediately. In that case, I'm going to extend my map. Let's see, how much do I need to extend this by? Let's see. If I move this map up to here, like so, and then I just have to move this one up, like so. There's that. And then I need to move Okay, so that's up. Yeah. The math. The math is gonna be weird. So I moved that up 2 spaces. I have to move this up 2 spaces. And then in theory I have to move this one up 4 spaces. Because I was going to extend it by 2, but I also moved it up by 2. So that checks out. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's where I want it to be. Maybe 1 higher. I don't know. It'll be fine. Either way it'll work. Because it's going to be a while before I get to that north side of the map. And that side will be easy to extend if I need to. Okay, so we're here at the southern quadrant. This is floor 2. Let's see, and so the stairway down is right behind me. I'm currently facing south, with a corner straight ahead and to the right. Alright, map stuff is hopefully reasonably adequate now. I hope. We all hope. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I hear enemies. Oh, just one. Centaur. May hurt somewhat. Man, I really should just go grab that laser shield. I'll have to do it like between episodes sometime, unless I get that hovercraft real soon here. Anything to make Noel last longer would be super helpful. I should definitely get her that shield. Let's see. Just trying to think if there's anything else I can do while just button mashing through this combat. I will say that is something that's a little disappointing, maybe, is that, like, MP is so limited in this game, and the random encounters are so numerous, and there's no way to restore MP except going back to town. That's, battle is basically just press A to make everyone attack a lot. There's no real strategy to it. You can't even choose targets. Alright, so I'm gonna go this way first. I moved 1 space forward. I'll try to keep that in mind. Freaking kill the sorcerer and get on with our lives. Yeah, I do wish the combat was a little bit more, or at least, like, if I had just some decisions. You know, like, so I could target certain enemies to, like, really make use of Odin's gun, or if there was mana restorative so that I could use Noah's spells without wasting all my MP. Alright, so I moved 1 space forward, 2, 3. Another T-juncture there. Let's keep going forward here. So 1, 2, 3. Alright, so far this checks out. Oh. Immediate stairs up. Oh, really quick, I should label that staircase, the one that I just took. I went to D before, so this will be E. Alright. Oh, speaking of which, there's actually 2 staircases on this. 2 staircases that would take me up to this 2nd floor here. So I may not be able to cover the entire floor from here. Hoppa-doppa-da. You know what I mean, guys? Hoppa-doppa-da. You ever get that feeling? That hoppa-doppa-da feeling? Alright, so that's... I'll come back to. Let's see what else we got here. Besides a Titan. Man. Okay. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Chest. No, let's trap check it. Because that's what we do these days to avoid bombs. Burger! Because I didn't need to buy burgers after all. I'm not expecting to find hidden doors, but just in case. Next passage. Let's see, this is the only other passage here, so 1, 2, 3. And then a dead end. With stalkers at the end of it. Because that's what we all wanted. Stalkers. I mean, you know, sometimes you just go to the end of a dark alley and find some stalkers. You know what I was just thinking about Stalkers and trying to think what Stalkers reminded me of. And I realized that the thing I mostly think of, like when I started thinking about Stalkers in that sense, was good old City of Villains. I don't know if anyone listening... Nobody's listening to this, but if anybody was listening to this, I don't know if anyone who is would be familiar with ye old City of Heroes and City of Villains. They're not really that old. They're kind of old. You know, since, you know, people may not be watching this until 2025 or something. It'll be pretty old by then. It's a good game. City of Villain and City of Heroes. The thing is that, like, for me, oh man. I guess I could talk about my history with MMOs. But for right now, let's just talk about City of Heroes and City of Villains just to try and keep on topic. Like, I picked up City of Heroes because one of my friends did. I'd been playing a couple MMOs up till then. I played Final Fantasy XI and World of Warcraft. But none of my friends were really interested in playing them. And then a good friend of mine picked up City of Heroes because his cousin was playing it. And then I picked it up because I was like, hey, a chance to play an online game with a friend of mine? You betcha. The thing is that I never really gave a single crap about superheroes. I've never been a comic book kid. I watched like X-Men and Spider-Man cartoons when I was a kid, Batman cartoons. So, you know, that was on and they were cool, but like, you know, I was never a nerd for those things. So I didn't really care that much about the superhero theme, but like, man, as far as MMOs go, like, no other MMO I've played has really kind of captured that same feeling of City of Heroes. Alright, let me just map out where I am on the map here. Should be right there. This is staircase F now. Because yeah, the thing is that, like, most MMOs, you know, it's like, it's very much geared for group combat, because if, you know, you weren't playing it, if you were trying to play an MMO as a single-player game, you know, it's like, there's plenty of single-player games. And I don't really like that. Oh god, a Reaper. He's like a Marauder, but scarier looking. Huh. I don't know that I want to fight this guy. Let's try something. I'm gonna try telling all these guys to fight, and I want you to use the flute. Ha! He fell asleep, and then he swung at us while asleep. Oh and god, he's not taking like any damage. Can I run? Okay, I can run. But if I run to another one of those guys, it could be that this floor is someplace I'm not meant to be yet. I mean, I really don't have any reason for going to Beta Melee. I just came here literally because I could. Which isn't always the best reason to, you know, assault a big ol' freaking tower. But yeah, the thing that really caught my attention about, like, City of Heroes and City of Villains was the combat. Because, like, most of the MMOs I'd played, Final Fantasy XI was kind of like slow combat. And I think that's maybe because they were trying to capture some of that, Oh, hold on. I made a mistake on my map here. Hold on a second, hold on. Okay, so that's there, that's there, that's there. Hold on, oops. Didn't mean to start walking that direction. Meant to go back down here and make sure I got this right. Okay, I made a mistake somewhere here. This is a problem. So, let's see, I'm guessing I'm facing north right now. That's my theory. God, was that a freaking red slime up here on the same floor where I just fought like a Reaper? Currently facing north. Okay. So, I can see that I'm 2 spaces, 3 spaces. Right over here should be this guy. And this goes 1 space. Corner. Run away. Oh, I should have tried putting him to sleep. But he missed, so I still have a chance. Well, that was only 1 damage. That was a little bit more than 1 damage. I should heal up. But yeah, in Final Fantasy XI, combat was slow. You mostly fought like 1 enemy at a time. And it was a major grind. Like, EXP was so slow in that game. And, you know, maybe it was because I was like 14 or 15 when I played it or something. I wasn't very good at games back then. But, it was slow going. It was a grind. Heck of a grind. And then, around that time I was also playing Warcraft 3. So I got really jazzed once, once it came on. World of Warcraft got announced, and I was like, "Oh, sweet! It's like Warcraft 3, except I can be one of those hero characters." That's not what World of Warcraft was. I think it's changed since then. Maybe it's gotten better. But when I played World of Warcraft, it was like if you wanted to use that Warcraft 3 analogy. World of Warcraft was not when you played as one of the heroes. It was when you played as one of the grunts. Like, you were the generic freaking trash mobs that you hire to fill out your army. 1, 2, 3. There were still cool aspects of World of Warcraft, like the open worldness of it. And it was fun to see a lot of the places that you, like, saw in the game. Trap check it. You know, like, when you went to, like, the castle where Arthas killed his dad, it wasn't exactly like it was in, like, the cutscenes. But, you know, it was still cool for me in that regard. But the gameplay was really dull, and, you know, I wasn't really interested in joining guilds and going on raids and grinding dungeons for rare drops. You know, some of that's on me. It's not the game's fault. Though it is to some degree, because that's obviously a conscious decision they made on how they wanted the game to run. It's what they call a time sink. They're just trying to waste people's time so that they can play the game more. But, let's see. That's when one of my friends got City of Heroes. I got to like something like level 35 or 40-ish in World of Warcraft, and I just didn't really care anymore. But I hopped on freaking City of Heroes there. And again, you know, I wasn't great at it at first. It took me a while to, like, really, because, like, the early levels in that game are a little slow to begin with. They often are. At least they were back then. I think they sped it up later just to help new players kind of catch up with older players. Let me just make sure there's no side passages here. But yeah, so City of Heroes, though, had, like, these big group battles where, like, you know, it was normal to fight 3 guys at a time. Like, I actually felt like I was kicking butt, whereas in World of Warcraft, it was like, you know, you were lucky if you could kick butt. Like, I'm sure maybe in, like, the higher levels, like the really high levels of World of Warcraft, that's possible, especially now. I'm sure they've updated the game since then and made it a little more, probably heroic. But I never got that far. But anyways, I'm not here to, like, talk about World of Warcraft. I just think City of Heroes was freaking amazing. Oops. I didn't mean to use trap. It's empty. Cool. But yeah, no, it was really great too, because with my friend there, we eventually got to the point where we could fight huge, just hordes of enemies. They actually implemented, partway into our playing of the game, a aggro cap, so you couldn't piss off more than, like, I think it was like 16 enemies per player or something like that. And they probably did that because people like me and my friend were pissing off, you know, like, literally 100 enemies just all over the map, dragging them to a single point, like a corner, just hurting them, and then we just destroy them with our sweet, sweet AoE attacks. And it was a great time. Let's see, this is down staircase. So that's interesting. So that'll take me back down to floor 2. Very close to where I came up from. Alright, well there's one other passage here I want to check really quick. But getting back to the point, like why I brought this whole thing up in the first place, there was a class, like later on they added the expansion, City of Villains. And they had like different like archetypes is what they call their sort of class system in City of Heroes. And one of the villainous archetypes was called the Stalker. Let me just... Yeah, okay. And the Stalkers were sort of like assassins, basically. In fact, I think they got a skill called Assassin Strike. It was meant to be used out of stealth to do massive damage. Let's check it for traps. Oops. Meow. Trap. There was no trap. Found an iron axe. More useless old weaponry. Alright, well, in any case, I guess I'll be taking that staircase down for whatever reason. Let's see, where am I right now? I need to go left. Run. And we'll just go left. I can kill slime. Why is this place filled with red slimes and ridiculously dangerous enemies? Just weird. Okay, so I'm gonna go... Okay, take that left there. Run away. Man, keep running into all these red slimes and stuff. What a pain in the butt. Okay, so... I don't want your treasure chest. Get out of here. Okay, so I'm gonna go... down this way 2 rights. Is that correct? Yes. Yeah, oh no. Get out of here. I'm trying to go down this final staircase. So I'm gonna end the episode. Just friggin' let me. These goddamn slimes won't let me end the episode. No. Alright. There we go. Alright, so I'm gonna save here. And we're gonna come back next time on Operation Pixel. With, you know, more exciting new dungeon explorations. Maybe I'll talk some more about MMOs and my experience with them, because I think I tried bringing it up in one episode in the past. But we ended up losing the audio on that episode, so I dropped it, and I was kind of bummed, because I had fun talking about it. So if anyone's curious about that, we may be talking about it next time on Operation Pixel.